Alright, welcome YouTube. So, in my last video I went over this 2013 Honda Civic EX. I went around the whole car and just kind of did an overview of everything on the car. And this one I'm kind of going more into detail on how the radio works, how the information display, or the imed or whatever it's called, is, and also the menu that you can get into, which can either keep it in the rear view camera mode, you can adjust the settings on the rear view mode and stuff like that. So to get into this, you've got your display up here, and you can change it using through the little menu buttons over here, the information buttons. But right now it's on radio, and you can see everything that's being displayed there. If you want to go through to a different station, you can go through here, it'll find the next station. If you hold it down, I know it's kind of hard to see, if you hold it down, then you can kind of seek until you want to go what you want to, and then release and it'll find that station. What you can also do is hit scan, and like most cars, it'll go through to the next clearest station. Stay on there until you hit scan again and it'll stop. You can push down on the volume select knob for any kind of entering. So when I hit, or when I say enter throughout any of this, that's what I mean, is you just hit that button. That doesn't turn it off. The power button up here turns it off. Any set radio stations you have up here will be displayed when you press the button, and you can also see the button you press and the station that it's on. Now if you want to switch over to auxiliary, or if you want to switch over to CD, you just hit CD, it'll come up with whatever disc you're on. If you want to go over to auxiliary, if you have something plugged in like your phone, you hit that and it'll go to auxiliary. If you hit it again, it'll go to your USB and then your Bluetooth. So the auxiliary actually goes through all of the different places that you can, USB, which is down here, or Bluetooth, like my phone right now, the Bluetooth is on. But if you do want to set that up, then you hit your phone, and then your phone comes up, and this is everything. You can set up your speed dial, so I hit enter on that, and my wife is on there, and you can go in and add new, and just scrolling through here is turning right and left. So if I hit phone, speed dial, you can add someone else. Call history, to see your call history. Phone book, you can add people to your phone book that you want to basically speed dial, so whenever you go down here and you want to call someone, then it does the voice recognition, call, wife, or call husband, or something like that. Then it'll call whoever you set to that voice command. Dial, you can actually dial a phone number. That's kind of a pain in the butt way to do it. I'd rather use my phone, but that is one way of doing it. Back button, just to let you guys know, is this one right there. Redial, if you do want to do that. Text messages, you can read text messages. When you get a text message on your phone, it will show up on here saying you got a text message from so-and-so, do you want to read it? And if you hit enter on this to do yes, and you're driving, so when you're not in park, it'll speak the text message to you. It's not very good, especially if someone uses a lot of abbreviations. You can't understand what it is. So if you are in park and you hit yes, then you can actually read whatever was displayed up here. So if I keep scrolling, the last one you have on here is phone setup. So if you actually want to set your phone up to Bluetooth, then you can do the phone setup. Once you hit phone setup, you can go into the connection, and you can set up your speed dial and caller ID, what you want to pop up when someone calls you, and if you do want to put a passcode on there. But connection's pretty simple. Add new phone, disconnect, delete, pairing code. Pairing code is when you actually set up your phone. It's set default, I think, at 0000, but if you don't want anyone else connecting to it, you can change the code. But add a new phone, it'll just search for a Bluetooth device, and for your phone, just make sure you put it on searching or open to be searched for in your Bluetooth settings, and it'll pair it up very easily. I haven't had any problems except for when I'm not using Bluetooth. As you've seen up here, it likes to disconnect my phone and reconnect my phone, but when I'm on Bluetooth and actually playing audio off of my phone, it never does that. See, right now it says it's been reconnected. So that's pretty much the functions onto that. And now there's a bunch of little things that you can do on here. And I go through, these are the different ones. That's a blank screen. The picture one you can do on here. The display on the bottom, you can pretty much change everything. Once you go into menu, you come up with pretty much everything. So vehicle information, maintenance info, you can put different stuff in here. Tire rotations, like when you want your tires rotated. Engine oil, mine's at 90%. I've driven this car just a little bit since I've gotten it, so it had an oil change right before I got it, so it's at 90%. If I go back, odometer and trip meter, I can reset it through here or the button that I showed in my previous video right there. You can just hold that down. The different trips that you can have either displayed at the very bottom of the screen, A and B, as you saw in my last one, and you can also do the full odometer reading. So if I go all the way back out, you can see at the bottom it says A and 14.9. That's what I currently have displayed. You can adjust the clock through here, just whatever you want it to say. And I've been reconnected, thankfully. I don't know what I would have done. Yep, adjust the clock, and then the customize setting. A lot of this you can only do when your car is in park. A lot of this stuff you cannot do anywhere else. So display, this is where you can go and select the wallpapers. There's no wallpapers already selected in the car, so you have to go in here and set up it through your USB, which I'll show you how to do. And so we go back from that since we can't do that at this moment. Trip computer setup, just exactly what you want to trigger it. Outside temp display, I have that on right now. Fuel efficiency backlight, that's that blue and green. You can either turn that on or off. You can't change the colors on it. Lighting setup, that's basically all the times, like from when you close the door, how long do you want to wait until the dome lights turn off. The headlights is also another one that you can turn on and off. From when you turn off your car and close your door, if you leave your headlights on, it will automatically turn them off if you change the setting. So you never have to worry about running your battery down. Door setup, that's what I was just talking about. The locks, keyless lock acknowledgement, and security relock timer. Security relock timer is when you unlock your doors, but you don't open your doors. It'll just relock itself within a certain amount of time. And the rest of it's pretty self-explanatory. Just the time limits on when you want that stuff to automatically lock. And then at the very bottom, you can default all. So let's get into how to put what you want: custom settings, display settings, wallpapers. right now I have 3 saved, because that's as many as you can have. I've got a little Deadpool one up there, Stewie, and the passenger seat. You can have 3 saved in there. For some reason it takes forever to save these. But Honda says you can have a video, or not a video, a picture size. Now either you can make your picture that big and resolution wise, or you can go onto Google and find a picture that's what I did with those. So the first step on how to put that in is you need a USB drive, which I do have in here. It's a USB drive. This one's a real old small one, a 1 gig, tiny in today's standards. But just get one of these. It pretty much has to be completely blank, like nothing else on here. You can do it with more stuff on there, but it's kind of touch and go. It's not 100%, which I don't really understand, because Honda makes millions of dollars. They could probably invest in better technology. So I've got this little thumb drive, and I wiped everything off of here, and the pictures that you want to put on here cannot be in any kind of folder. Just as soon as you open up this in your computer, you just throw the pictures on there. It can't be more than, I think, 2 megabytes. So get those, pop them on here, and then you plug them into the USB. Once you plug them into the USB, and you go into your custom settings, display, select wallpaper. Then you can go through, select it, and save up to 3 on there. So when you go back out and go through your menus, then you can have whatever picture you want displayed on that final screen. And if you're curious about the secret menu and the non-navigation Civic, what you have to do over here on the controls, you have to hit menu to get to your menu screen. Once you're in your menu screen, hold down menu and source at the same time. So I hold those down, and you wait a few seconds, and there you go. You've got your service diagnostic menu. Oh, it's really sunny. There we go. And through here, you can change in quite a bit of stuff. So your inline diagnostic, you can do any kind of diagnostic stuff. Your camera, that's your rear view camera. You can go through here and you can see the X and Y. You can change where exactly you want it. If you want to change it around, if you want to change the distances and whatnot. So let me go back into that. Oops. Hold this down. And display check, we can go through here. The color bar, whatever color that you want it to be. Product info, I guess that's stuff on there about your car. Artwork, I have it on. I don't know why you would not want to have the little pictures on there. And also Pandora radio, if you want that on or off. I don't use that because it uses up data. So yeah, and that's everything that's in there.